I'm told with videos, it's important to have good video, but it's more important to have good audio. I mean, you can only put up with so much of this kind of stuff before you turn off the video, right? So I've got this cheap little lav mic. It's nice, right? It's great for walking around and doing whatever you need to do and talking into it or putting it on your shirt, right? But allow me to introduce you to what I actually have as an alternative to when I'm sitting down and just talking. This is a nice microphone. I'm sure you've seen it in like podcasts or people talking into microphones. It's pretty standard, right? It's way leaps and bounds above this bad little boy, right? But the pros and cons, right? I can't take this thing around with me very easily as I can with this. But I am going to be planning and sitting down on most of these videos. But you also notice that I have this gigantic box attached to it. Now, this microphone was back from the days where I want to do some voiceover. And I wanted to talk like this into the microphone. And I don't really do much voiceover at all anymore. I had a little obsession for a while, but I said, why don't I just use what I have? And believe it or not, this is plugged directly into my camera, which also happens to be my phone. Then you think, wait a minute. If that's plugged into my phone, this thing looks like it takes like a lot of power, a lot of juice to run this bad boy. And yes, it does. So I'm going to try and get a way to where I can set up this battery bank, connect it to this bad boy here, and then have the data from my phone capture the sound. And yes, I know they sell cables that does exactly that, but there is no glory in buying just a cable, right? I have, funnily enough, I have everything I think I need to be able to MacGyver a situation that works for me. And that's what I'm doing today, because it's going to set me up for some hopefully good sounding videos. Okay, we're back to the crappy mic for now because we're working on the nice one. This is what plugs into my phone. All right, and so I'm thinking I don't want the incision here, right? I want it to be here, closest to where I can plug in, because I don't want the thing hanging off my phone. So that's what I'm going to do. As far as I know, these things have 4 wires, ground power, and then the data ones. Data going, data coming. So we're going to try and gently not mess this up horribly. So let's give ourselves a little bit of room here. If I have to reconnect all the wires, I am prepared to do so. However, I don't want to. It's resilient. It's making me sweat. I know I'm already shiny on the camera, but... Oh, I see wires. I managed to get through without totally mangling it. However, now I don't really know how I'm going to do this. All right, let's Google. I got to Google some stuff here on my computer. I got to look at the pin out of this. The which one is which? I know red is power. Okay. Black is ground. So says this. Because I'm going to want to heat shrink this with my heat shrink contraption. I wasn't recording, but do not worry. That was not a big deal. I got into my USB drawer of random crap. By the way, this is what it looks like. I cut the end. Ta-da! And there's your cables we're gonna have to hook up. But I got it all together. I got myself this crappy thing. Well, it's not crappy. It's nice. It's a high quality. It's one of those fabric ones, so it's real nice. But it just so happens to be one of them old Apple things plug-ins, so I can just lop this bad boy off. Okay, so I know that the black wire is the ground wire. So the ground wire has to be connected to everything. Now, luckily, I've got everything I need down here to connect stuff. Ta-da! My little soldering thing. And then also for kind of safety. This little soldering fan thing. Wow. So prepared, huh? And these little arms kind of suck for holding wires. So I 3D printed this. That's gonna, the idea is you put the wire in here, right? And it's gonna hold it for me to solder. Okay, here we go. This fan isn't doing anything, man. Well, all those guys are soldered together. All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do some advanced testing. Let me go grab my multimeter. With this multimeter, we should be able to check that everything is connected. It'll start beeping if things are connected. That's connected. Hey, about that. That's good. That's good. That means that it's connected and I didn't goof that part. All right. So, kind of hideous. Yes. Now, it's very important, because I almost forgot, is to put your shrink wrap on before you actually put on the rest of the wires, which would be absolutely terrible if I goofed that. That way, the wires don't touch each other and give each other kisses. We don't want wires to kiss each other. And this can go here. All right, let's try that. On with the fan. There we go. Wait, my fan turned the wrong way around. Turns out my fan was, I think it was turned the wrong way. The step 2. I've got the ground wires all set up. Let's test for continuity once again. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's hot. Yeah, all right. Ta-da. One of them is done. Oh yeah, that ain't going anywhere. Cool. Okay. So now that we've got the grounds all set up, you know what I messed up? I didn't add the big one over everything. Heat shrink thing. So I'm just going to put one on now, and hopefully it fits over everything. Yeah, when we're all done, I'll just stick this over that like that, right? Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Oh, it'll go over the fat one. Look at that. It'll be a hard thing to get it over the fat one, but it'll work just kind of as intended. This goes into the phone, right? This goes into the phone. The power from the phone is not connected to anything. And since these two little diggle-boppers here are not useful to me, because they're literally just data cords that I don't need, I'm going to cut them off. Okay, okay. Here we go. All right. That's not a bad thotter. Not the best thotter, but so let's test for continuity first. That's connected. Done with the power. Let's try turning this bad boy on just to see if the connection works. Yes. If everything gets plugged in the correct way. Yeah, we got power, baby. Okay. That red light right there means power. I'm not joshing you. I'm not pulling your leg on that one. So now we only have the follow-up data cables, which I kind of disconnected from themselves. I'm going to have to make them longer. Oh, that took a lot of finagling. There we go. I did it. Okay. Oh, that was actually pretty tough. All right, we're done almost. Heat shrink these bad boys on there. Okay. It's looking kind of hideous so far. You can see it. See? It's looking like some sort of abomination. I might have not been recording that whole time, but I was really good with getting the cables all they needed, all the little shrink wrap they needed, but I actually didn't put a big shrink wrap thing over it. So here's what I'm going to do now. I have one of these gigantic ones. I'm going to try and shimmy it over this, and hopefully it won't look like a terrible abomination. It'll be an abomination for sure. Let's go with black again, just because black is its theme. It's going to look a little janky, but well, it should work, hopefully. Ta-da! Now all I got to do is slip this over it. Then we'll shrink wrap it down. I don't know how well it's going to shrink wrap down. You know what? That actually worked a lot better than I thought it was going to, shrink wrap wise. Look at that! It's not so hideous anymore. And we're going to try it out right now. Obviously, this is what goes into the phone, but I mean, it's a systems check, right? So let's try things first. This is the battery bank, and it plugs into here. Now we got this guy here, and this guy here. So we should just have power straight. This thing should be powered by this. If I plug it into this. Ooh, the red light is on. That means we're getting power. Final test here. I gotta actually turn off this camera. And let's see if this works. We're gonna find out in editing, or you're gonna watch the video and you're gonna tell me if this works. Because hey, this is powered off not the phone. It is powered off this battery bank, but it is getting data from the phone, which is pretty cool. Anyway, that's the video. You will know if it failed or not. I will know if it failed or not. Toodles. Okay, so what you're seeing there on the screen is how much power that my phone uses when it's not plugged into the red box that plugs into the microphone. And then I plug in the microphone with the red box, and you can see that it takes a lot more power to power it. So, long story short, yeah, no, this will help my battery last longer so I can film longer. Yeah.